Kolkuós, a true ghost story. This is a true story. No embellishments have been made. There was a man named Vigfús who lived in northern Iceland. He had many beautiful and valuable Icelandic horses. He was getting very old, and his health was deteriorating. So he began to worry about his wonderful horses. Who would take care of them when he was gone? Unfortunately, none of his children were interested in farm life or keeping the horses. They had all moved to the cities and had busy lives there. Gradually, Vigfús began to sell some of his horses, but he could not find the perfect home for his favorite mare. This beautiful and spirited horse was named Rebecca, and she was the younger half-sister of an excellent horse named Sunna. They were born on the farm Kolkuós, a magical and very special farm along the Skagafjörður beach south of Hafsós. One day, Vigfús called a well-known farmer named Valgeir and asked him if he would please take Rebecca and keep good care of her. Valgeir had recently purchased a lease on the farm Kolkuós, where Rebecca had been born. He was happy that he could take care of this fine horse. The next April, the old farmer Vigfús died. His older horse had died, and her young foal Sunna went to live with Rebecca and Valgeir. After the summer was over, Valgeir moved Rebecca and the young Sunna to the abandoned farm Kolkuós. When we let the horses out of the trailer at Kolkuós, Rebecca was so excited. She was prancing, bucking, and running all around the area. She sent out snorts, snickers, neighs, and had her head raised high in the air, sniffing and looking all around her. The other horses joined in the celebration. She was so lively, and all the other horses, including young Sunna, were staring at her intense actions. It was amazing to see her so happy to be home again at Kolkuós. The next morning, Valgeir's phone rang. It was the daughter of Vigfús. She said, "Is there something the matter with Rebecca?" Valgeir said, "No." "Well, I just moved her to Kolkuós last night. Why?" The daughter asked, "What time did you take her there?" Valgeir answered, "About 9:15. The daughter exclaimed, "Just at that time, I had an extremely strong smell of horse in my house. I thought it was so strange and wondered where the smell was coming from, or if it was my imagination. Then my cell phone rang, but no one was there when I picked up. The phone number was my father's old cell phone number. My phone rang at exactly the same time that Rebecca arrived at Kolkuós." Valgeir was stunned. How could the daughter have smelled a strong scent of horse in her house in Reykjavik 4 hours away? Did her father contact her from the grave? The daughter of Vigfús continued, "I could not sleep all night, and so finally this morning I called my father's old cell phone number. I had to find out who had his number." A young girl answered. I asked her if she had called me last night. The young girl insisted that she had not called me, and in fact, her phone was turned off at that time because she was working. Then one more very mysterious and eerie thing happened. I asked her, "What is your name?" She said, "Rebecca." The events in this story are too extraordinary to be just a coincidence. Valgeir's grandmother had told him that Kolkuós was a serene place and that people would come to this farm to die in peace. Icelandic horses have a very large personality and a highly spirited temperament. They can live long lives, and they are very hardy, with a double coat of soft undercoat and a coarser top coat of hair. In the Icelandic language, there are over 100 names for the colors of the Icelandic horses. Kolkuós was one of the most important harbors in northern Iceland and was the main harbor for the bishop at Hólar. According to the sagas, the first horses brought to Iceland were unloaded at this place, and a young mare jumped out of a ship and swam to the shore at Kolkuós. It is wonderful that Valgeir has saved the old farm at Kolkuós and brought horse breeding and riding back to this beautiful area. It is a delight to see the old buildings being restored and the amazing horses that live at this extraordinary farm called Kolkuós. Learn more at hafsos.is and IcelandicRoots.com.